I'm doing 6k today.
Yeah, so introduce.
Basically, on Sunday I ran to the pub and it took 4k to get there. And then yesterday I dropped my car off at the garage and I was like, oh, I'm going to run back. And as I was running, I'm like, I'm going to do 5 because I did 4 yesterday. And then I made up this like idea in my head that I was like, oh, I'm going to do 6, then 7, then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe go up to like the 20s.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like 20, 21, 22, like, anyway. And then come back. Well, I'm in like 4 weeks' time. I think it's about 4 or 5 weeks' time, maybe 5. I'm doing a 10k in Singapore before I come home, so I'm going to see Cam. So I tried to math it so that 10k falls into it on the way down, and it means I have to go up to 24k. But I think it means I have to go 24, 24, 23. Anyway, I just came up with the idea on the run yesterday. From now to the end of the year, I want to do like loads of heart rate stuff. That's what I'd planned. So like high intensity training, get my heart up. I think I'm going to do like High Rocks plan and then do the High Rocks stuff in London, make that my plan. Then in the new year, I'll start like all my loading, like running. So between now and December, I don't have any races, like running races. So I was like, maybe I'll just do something silly and fun.
When was the last time you did anything to enjoy?
Like big?
Yeah.
Last year, 225 kilometres across the Namibian desert, 5 days. So just a casual one, that one. So just a chill like trip to Africa. Yeah, so 225, 5 days, Namibian desert. It's about 40 degrees. Took my community out there as well. Loads of people like coming done something like that for the first time. It was so good. Saw an elephant. I actually went out and recce'd it with Rat Race in the February like last year. They're called Rat Race, the company. So I went and recce'd the route.
They look after logistics of these things.
Exactly, yeah. And when I went out that time, I saw way more wildlife. I was running next to elephants. I've got a video. I'll send it. Like I was running past elephants. It was so scary. Saw rhino tracks. Saw zebra.
Is that not the one we're next to?
Yeah. Absolutely. Death. So that was really cool. I always say to people, like, there's more to life than running, but it's a great way to start if you want to see life. I mean, running, just simply running my first 5k one day has led me to running through Namibian desert and making mates with elephants. When you first start, if you're doing multi-stage, the first couple of days you're really resistant, like your body's resistant, and then you suddenly hit this phase, like day 3, day 4, and you just do it. And it's so weird. Like you even have this moment, you're like this running, and you're like, I don't even remember deciding to do this. I'm just running. But those first 2 days, like when you first start, mate, like I've had times where I'm fully talking to myself, being like, you fucked it now. You're too old for this shit, or what the fuck are you doing? You're an idiot. Like I've had proper horrible chats with myself on a run. I remember once I was in Croatia and I had cystitis, so I was just so dehydrated. But obviously I couldn't hydrate and I still had to run. And I do remember there was this moment, I think we were on like a 60k day, about 3,000 meters elevation. By the time I'd done a marathon, I'd like climbed all of that. I then still had a half marathon to go. So I'd done all the climbing. It was hot. I had cystitis. I felt awful. And I remember just having this moment with myself where I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're stupid now. Like, you're going to hurt yourself or you're going to damage yourself. Because you're just so in your own head. You're knackered. You're exhausted. You're just horrible to yourself. You're not in like a good headspace. I just remember that day being like, I've just done all of that and I've got to go and run a half marathon on the road flat, which makes you just go, oh, amazing. I got to the checkpoint. I said, how long till I go? Like, how long to go? They were like, you got 20k. on a flat road. I was like, that is horrendous. A 20k flat. It's Shane Cam. Oh, you're in trouble now. Shay literally is going to chase us. Can you? They're off to the post office. Oh my God, so funny. Did you hear Cam go, I'm filming you, filming her? But like a 20k flat, I looked at Jess, one of my closest friends, we were doing it together. She was struggling with her own stuff. I was struggling. And I was like, what do you want to do? I've never dropped out before, right? I've had to medically withdraw when my whole foot got infected. And I'll tell you that another one, yeah. I had 20k to go, but still had 2 more days of the challenge. Maybe even 3, I can't remember. And I said, Jess, what do you want to do? And Jess was so fucked as well. She looked back at me and she was like, I don't know. And you know when you need that one person to be like, let's go, but neither of us could be that to each other at that point. We take turns being that to each other throughout the, you know, the week, but we just couldn't. And I was like, what do you want to do? And she was like, just, I don't know. So we then were like, I remember I stopped, sat on a chair and just burst into tears. And the whole medic team knew me because they'd worked with me years before. I've done loads with them. And someone went to come up to me and the main medic went, no, because they'd never seen me cry. And they just knew I just burst into tears like I've never felt anything like it. I said, Jess, we're gonna go another 10Ks the next checkpoint, and then we're gonna decide at that one. Knowing deep down, why would you? And that was the little mindfuck I did to myself. I was like, we're gonna go 10K, we're gonna give it our absolute best, and then we'll make a decision. Obviously, you get to the last one, and we're like, oh, let's do the last 10K, and then we're back in.
Are you with earphones at these points?
No.
Raw dogging
Psychos.
Oh, man.
We are the biggest raw doggers ever. There were times Jess and I, for 2 hours, would be running like this. No word. Psyching out. You have moments where you literally go into like, you almost like trip out. You don't even know where you are and you're just going through a really terrible time. You have these horrible moments, like it brings up stuff. It brings up like past memories or like pain you've been through, and you're like, you know, when you kind of like think about it in the time, you just want to quit. But afterwards you're like, bloody hell, I've just fleshed all that out. I mean, that Croatia trip, before I went, I was in a really dark place, like mentally, I didn't know why. Obviously it was from loads of stuff that's ever happened in my life, right? But I didn't know. And I went on that trip. I can honestly say, on my life, that trip pulled me straight out of it. I just sorted it all out. 6 days, 260 kilometres that one. Hashed it out, mate, with me. Sometimes I'd say to Jess, like, we'd open up. Jess and I told each other things I probably told no friend in London. Because you're running constantly together. You know, you're just weak, vulnerable, and then stuff just comes out. I came back and I just thought, I had a proper like chat with myself and we figured it all out. We figured it all out. I came back and I remember Cam being like, you've completely changed. Well, it's not even changed, I sorted it out. When do you ever sit for 6 days on your own, sort all your shit out? Never.
Mind, like, definition of mindfulness, isn't it? You are just there with your own thoughts.
And like doing it while running, but doing it while running is the best decision you can ever make. No earphones, let yourself bully yourself, and then stand up for yourself. Like, I'm literally, Ez your shit, why are you doing this? Fucking don't talk about Ez like that. You have a fight with yourself. You see how far you're willing to go to stand up for yourself. You also see how far you're willing to go to try and hurt yourself. And then you meet in the middle. And you find a middle ground of a little bit of bullying to keep me going, but a little bit of compassion to keep me safe. Done.
And also you've got the receipts at the end of it, you can say to yourself, you can say to that negative self that I did it, so
yeah.
That insecurity.
Yeah, fuck you, Ez. Yeah. But yeah, the one time I had to pull out, which is obviously really a worry for life when I'm doing this big challenge, I was in the Azores, 260k, 6 days, really, really like humid conditions, jungly vibes, wet everywhere. Running through like farmland, like cow shit, like it was wet and just damp. And your feet just couldn't dry. But about 3 weeks before, I'd just done 250 kilometres in Jordan Desert 5 days. I was knackered. I don't know why I said yes to doing it, but c'est la vie. I went out there, one tiny blister, yeah? One tiny blister that just couldn't close up. It got infected and it spread over my whole foot to the point where I had like a flesh-eating infection. It ate holes in the back of my heel. My feet were swollen. My toe was so infected, they had to drain it on camp without anaesthetic or local anaesthetic. They're like, do you want a local anaesthetic? I was like, absolutely not, petrified. They drained it, I blacked out, came back around, like not blacked out as in, like went like, black, came back. Then, had it all drained out. Woke up the next morning, 2 days of the challenge left, went to go out. They were like, are you joking? I was like, no. My shoe wouldn't fit on because my foot was so swollen with infection. They had to like lay it down to me because you're in a bubble. You don't, if I was at home this morning and my foot was swollen up and I had a flesh-eating infection, I'd be like, lol, not going to run a marathon. You are in a bubble. When you're out there, nothing means more to you than running. You have to wake up, run, go back to sleep, wake up right like that. So if you're not running, you lost your purpose. Who am I? Anyway, they like laid it down to me. They were like, you actually might need to go to hospital and have your foot drained if this gets any worse. Like, stop it. I went, can I go out in Crocs? No, shut up. Laid it to me. Anyway, all the tears. I don't think I've cried like that so much. Like, I was in my hotel room just sobbing. I just couldn't believe it. And it's weird because I came out the other side and I was like, there was no self-compassion or self-care there. So that was a massive fucking lesson. I was so invested, not even ego against the other people there, so invested in finishing that for me. I was willing to put myself at risk of like sepsis.
Why do you think there is no sort of self-compassion?
Just think, I mean, it's maturity, number one, growing up, learning, developing. I was so new to it then. It was my second multi-stage that I'd ever done. Jordan was my first. It just becomes everything. I think when I was paralysed, something changed, obviously. I woke up, didn't know where I was, whatever. Coming out of that, I do remember making myself a promise. I do remember saying, I was 18, and I was like, the minute I could walk again, which I prayed for so hard every day, I said, I'm going to be here again one day in this position, like not necessarily for the same reason, whether it's old age, illness, injury, circumstance, like there's going to be a day that I'm going to be back in this position. And I made a promise that I'm going to keep saying yes to things that I can do, because that's really important. Not things I can't do that are going to, be bad for me. I won't go out with a broken leg and run, silly. Things that I can do until I can't anymore. And when you make a promise like that to yourself, and it's so personal and sacred, you ain't gonna fucking break it. I do feel lucky that I got paralysed, which sounds crazy, because it changed me, and I don't want everyone to go out and get paralysed. I'm not saying that, but I do wish there was a way that everyone could feel the feeling of not being able to. Yeah, which is why I think I share the message as much as possible, because I've done it and I'll do it for you. Don't go through it. I'll just try and explain it to you over and over again, that when you have to say no, it's just going to be the worst day. And you get glimpses of it. When you have a cold and you can't taste food, and you're like, I can't remember what it feels like to taste food. I can't imagine the day that I can taste it again. And you go, I'm really not going to take food for granted when I can taste it again. But then you can taste again, a few days pass, and you forgot that you couldn't. Being hungover, being injured, not being able to go and do the things you want to do, being busy, not being able to go on a run, go to the gym, and being like, God, when I'm not busy, I'm going to exercise every day. So people get glimpses of how it feels to say no. But you got to hold on to them. You have to make a promise to yourself. And because of that, someone could turn around to me and say, do you want to go for a 5K tomorrow morning? And I wake up going, I'm so tired. But the first thing that I say to myself is, can you say yes? And I go, yeah. One day you'll have to say no. And I go, true. And I get up and go. I'm not built different. I'm the same as anyone watching this. I've just made a promise. I have a mantra that I've practiced for years. I ask myself the question, one day you're gonna have to say no to this. Can you do it now? Yeah, then go. So when my friend Hannah said, hey, do you wanna come to the Jordan Desert and run 250 kilometers? I just went like that, yeah? Didn't think about it, had zero idea what I'd got myself into. I didn't even really comprehend what an ultra was. Running on sand, heat, 5 days. I was so naive. And listen, don't get me wrong, I went out there, back of the pack every day. Just so naive. I had the wrong gear. I was wearing Fila socks.
What did you get wrong?
You have to have gaiters on.
Gaiters?
Gaiters, so they attach from your shoe up to your leg like fabric. Stops the sand getting in your shoes because you're running on soft sand. You're meant to go to like, what's the people that do shoes? A cobbler.
Yeah.
You're meant to go to one of them and get them properly fitted on. They're like sewn on. I just turned up with my gaiters and my trainers for kit check and they said they're not on. Oh, what do you mean? I'll just glue them on or something. Well, no, I'll touch. Nah. So I was like, oh, this is feeling very middle class. We don't do this back where I'm from. I used to go out in my PE kit. So I was just like, this was like the first time I really felt, unprepared and how running's bigger than just chucking on your PE shoes and going for a run, which is what I've always done. I've had one kit, felt like I didn't fit in, felt stupid, felt like people were laughing at me. I mean, I attached Tesco plastic bags to my feet and duct taped them on. Insert photo here.
That might have been what
Insert. But do you know what? Literally, you see any photo of me or video running, my chin is up. My chin is up. I've got Tesco bags on my feet, duct tape. Then it was so hot that my feet swelled up and I got heat rash all underneath it and they had to rip off the duct tape because it was cutting off my circulation. But my head was up. I was like, guys, it's just running. Everyone can do this. I don't need your things on. I didn't get one blister. No, I'm joking. Riddled. But no, I did. I felt really out of my depth and I bet that's how people feel turning up to a run club, the gym. I know how it feels. I think you can look and say, oh, she's so comfortable. No, I've had to do it tenfold. I was in the middle of the Jordan Desert on my own, didn't know anyone, with bin bags attached to my feet. But I was so happy to be there. I was so grateful to be there. It didn't matter. If I didn't finish it, it didn't matter. I'd put myself out there. I'm in the Jordan Desert. I never would have gone there.
What have most people wanted to know since you started?
When are you coming to my city? What date? That's the biggest one I keep getting. So I'm going to release the dates. I think pretty soon. Obviously, it's a live event. You're going to get given a date for your city. I might be a couple of hours late, do you know what I mean? So we're going to release the dates of what we hope will happen. But it's going to be live. You can track me from the start. And your city might change by a day, which is going to be so shit if that happens. I really don't want it to. I'm going to try so hard not to, but I don't know what's going to happen. So, there might be a road closure. Might have to divert. But yeah, they wanted to know that. How are you training for it? Which I'm going to share more of and my plan. How can we join you? How can we support you? What can we do to help you? Are you scared? Are you nervous? What's motivating you? That was a few.
Are you scared?
Yeah. The day we posted it, when I said I'm doing it today, and you sent me the video, and I scheduled it for 5 p.m, I said out loud to Chloe, my housemate, I don't want to do it anymore. She went, no, do it, post it. I went, no. I'm not saying I don't want to post it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. The fear, something I've been thinking about for a year, putting that out there, how vulnerable I've made myself. I've said it now. And it just scared me. I'm so scared. I'm really scared that people won't know I'm there in their city and they miss it. the mileage is scary and the running's scary, but on my life, I am more scared that people won't know I'm coming. I'm more scared not to get 1 million people moving because I know it could change their life. That's what I'm more scared of. I don't know if it's because I'm deluded. I don't know if it's because I don't quite get it.
You do have to have relative levels of delusion. Right?
Yeah, I reckon what I've got is I'm so present as a person, which I've worked on, fuck me. I didn't used to be. I was always future scared, you know what I mean? Always thinking about stuff like that. I'm so present that I don't let myself go to June 27th next year, day one, and then get anxious. I very much will arrive in Scotland and be like, oh, we're doing it then. We're doing it. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I am scared. I don't want anyone to think this comes naturally to me. It doesn't. And my motivation is, God, what if I change someone's life with a 5K? Just think like, the person that doesn't want to get out of bed every morning or even want to be here, or the person that's let themselves go and their health has got really bad, or the person that feels so isolated they can't leave the house and see people. And can you imagine if a 5K could change it? It won't change it like as in, you don't do a 5K and then the genie's like, you're a millionaire. But the 5K, they might meet someone, or they might feel something, or they might think something that makes them go and do another one, or something else. I might get on a bike now. I might go to that gym class I've always been afraid of. And then their life, if we took it a year forward, could we look back and say, because of that one 5K, you're now here? That is the motivation. Going for a run doesn't solve your problems. It's like what I said earlier, there's more to life than running, but it's a great place to start. Like, going for a run, the difference of the person I'd be today, had I done this or not done this, is huge. Sometimes I have no personality. If I haven't trained in the morning, exercise, move my body, I feel like I can't speak. People would be engaging with me, I'll be in meetings, meeting up with friends, and I just have nothing in there. And then I run and suddenly I'm like, oh, hello. Sorry, I don't know who she was. Actually, I'm gonna go for a wee. Classic. I don't think I've ever done a run where I've not needed a wee. Sometimes I don't even get 500 metres and I'm like, oh. I've got this skill. Might not be a fast runner, but I'll tell you what I am. I've got 2 running skills for ultras. I can get a wee out, 20 seconds, full bladder, shoot it out. 100%. We'll time it one day, maybe it's even quicker. You know, like stage fright where you can't pee. I could go like this and go, and by the time my shorts hit here, out, back in, people are running with me, they probably get to there and they're like, have you gone? I'm like, yeah. My other thing is I can nap for like a minute. I can nap. If I needed to nap, I could lay there, I could fall asleep, I could do 60 seconds, I'd wake up, eat sugar, I'm on it. So like, well, what I'm telling you is if like people who do things like UTMB, these massive long races that aren't multi-stage, they're just, you've got to do 160k go, they have to pull over and nap. Some runners physically can't. They physically can't fall asleep. Whereas I could pull up 5 minutes, wake up, and it would change everything. I don't know. Cam's like, are you low-key type 1 diabetes? Because he's got type 1. He's like, are you low-key? Because it's funny, when I fall asleep as well, say I like doze off on a plane, I wake up and the first thing I do is grab sugar. Cam's like, that sounds weird. But I think it's a super talent. And that could get me, if I was in an ultra race, my napping, yeah, tortoise and the hare. I'm the tortoise having a nap, the hare burns out, tortoise goes through. Women, I don't know if it's the same with men, it probably is. We all, you get fitter as you get older, you get more endurance as you get older, which is crazy. Which is why when you look at elites, they start in 5Ks, then they move to the 10, then they move to a half, then they move to a marathon. And then when you look at all these ultra runners, they're in like 40s, 50s. So your like endurance capacity just increases. Again, I don't know the science behind it, facts. And then also, I don't know how true this is, a coach told me this. Everybody gets their endurance from their mum.
Really?
Yeah. How mad's that? So like apparently, which then makes sense when you look at the women are over time, over distance, fitter.
Yeah.
Apparently we all get it from our mum. So if you're a runner out there, you have your mum to thank for your endurance. Yes, mum, big up. And if your mum don't run, she should have if you're good at it. Everyone's insane, but women are insane. Like, even just our periods and stuff like this. Like, I'm gonna have 3 periods during this challenge, maybe 4, 3. I don't know. Like, what? Like, what? I'm not just gonna have periods. I'm gonna be pre-menstrual, like PMSing.
Talk to me about crew. What crew are you building?
Crew. I want to build crew of people. Someone can be cycling with me now and again, navigating. I won't probably be able to navigate on the A roads. Can't be looking at my phone. So someone to kind of guide me. People bopping in and out, walk, talk, running. Someone just on it, feeding the crew, watering the crew, making sure the crew have got a bed. I'm so conditioned to like look after people. I know I'll be running being like, you know, have they got a bed for the night? Have they had their lunch? And I need someone to slap me on the face and say, all you need to do is run. So crew will be like people who can just get shit done so I don't have to worry. Because I worry too much about other people. I'll be like this, I'll be running going, God, I feel so bad on them having to sit in the car all day. I feel so bad that they've got to come to the city tonight and have a pint and stay in a nice hotel. So yeah, crew just need to be big G'ers, good energy, no negativity. The difference someone could make by telling me something that just should not. Why'd you tell her that? You know, oh, they've closed the road up ahead and it's going to add on another 10k, and they tell me in a way that's even remotely negative. Get them out. I need people who are just G'ers and people who genuinely want to get people moving as well. They have to be. If I did my little thing, big G'er, like have it, can have no sleep or be tired and keep it to themselves in a positive way, and then go and sort themselves out. Can take control of themselves, you know, look after themselves, not need. Just be
an adult.
An adult would be really helpful. Some can crack jokes, some maybe can sing. I love karaoke, so that'll probably be in the mix. I can sing like Elton John on karaoke, and we don't know why. We don't know why. Insert. It's a circle of life, and it moves along. It just came out one day. I think I did karaoke, Elton John came on, circle of life, and it just came out. 5.98, 5.99, 6k. Hi family. Hello, how are you?
Yeah,
Make it to the Thursday. Oh my God. Hi. 6k done. When Ryan actually said to me, why don't we go for a run and I'll film you and you can just talk your talks on a run, and I was like, people are going to be bored watching me just run. But then we were like, that's actually a really good idea, because so much comes out when you're running. And I think that was just all my thoughts out loud. I can't even remember what I said, which is great. So if you liked it, let us know, because we think that we want to make this like a regular episode where I do a run and chat and answer some questions. So comment below, like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next week.